Hey, what's up, guys? It's Dora. I'm going to be showing off Gauss Hogs, unfortunately. Let's get one thing straight and two things gay before we start. If you hardlock Anders, I probably hate you. She's the most overpowered leader, I think. Some people might make the argument for Cutter or whoever they want, but she's mad annoying. The first game, I do it on 14. This is obviously just against normal AIs, but it can be used against players, believe me. So Gauss is mad annoying for a couple of reasons. It pretty much counters air. There's nothing that the Covenant can build that counter it. And she gets it cheaper, like Anders specifically. You can do this with any UNSC leader, but Anders gets those half-priced upgrades. So she does it real cheap. It's pretty nasty. But anyways, so basic premise behind Gauss, right? Like, in a lot of high-level lobbies, you're going to see a ton of Warthog play from UNSC players. Each team will probably have a Covenant player. They're going to rush each other. And then basically, whichever Covenant comes out on a warehouse lead is going to have the air lead. And that's kind of like the standard way that this is played. Either, they're going to go Banshees, or they're going to have a lead on Vampires, or whatever, right? But with Gauss, all of that is completely negated. As long as you keep these core things in mind, right? So when I'm going Gauss, I'm looking to get 3 bases. I'm looking to take my tech completely off because I don't need the cryo, even though Anders' cryo is stupid strong. And then I'm also looking to keep the other team off of power turret tanks. Okay, so this is kind of like the Forge airpad thing, where this strategy can win you matches, obviously, as long as the other team doesn't get power turret. Once those tanks are power turret, you're kind of cooked. Your Hogs are going to get 8, right? So power turret is the only thing that can stop Gauss Hogs, I'm pretty certain. You could even try to Cobra Gauss Hogs, but there's just so many. There's nothing that can really be done. So with that being said, right, we're going to do the standard 2 Hogs, warehouse, reactor, supply pad, reactor, whatever it is. Standard little build that I do pretty much every time I'm playing a UNSC. I want at least 3 Hogs. In super sweaty lobbies, I'll just keep the Hogs pumping until I have, maybe 6 or 7. Those lobbies are played a little bit differently than, the usual stuff that I'm in. But what I'm looking to do is expo quickly. On 14 specifically, I like to upgrade the supply pads on that starting base. You'll kind of see me doing it here, but we went ahead and cheesed this base. We'll get all of this shmonies, and then we're going to throw this second base up real quick as fast as possible, and that's where our tech's going to come. And then once we get our tech on, we'll get our upgrades, take our tech off, and then the triple pump begins, and you can make people hate their lives because Gauss is super annoying. So another big thing here, right, like especially on Dean, there's no free reactor. I kind of have to build everything. Can be annoying, I guess, but you'll see me here. I kind of run into the turret. I was playing, I think, with sound off or something. I didn't have my headset plugged in or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking to clear these front 2 bases because I want the bases that are closer to the action as I'm pumping them out. So this is just normal AIs, so these guys are, kind of just doing their own thing over there. But yeah. So basically, right, you could go multiple Warthogs early, 6 or 7. You could press your back button, right, and here I'm kind of showing y'all I'm not playing with skulls on, but so what good players, some of the higher level guys are doing, right, is they're pressing the back button periodically. If you're on Xbox, or I don't know what that is for PC, but they're checking score, right? So as soon as they see somebody on the opposing team score like 30 points, they know you cleared an expo somewhere. So just be wary of that when you're expoing. Good players will know that you're expanding, and if they went like mass guns, they're going to come over and fuck with your expansion to stop you, obviously. So you might get 6-7 mass gun warthogs over on your expo. It's kind of annoying to deal with, but if you have an arbiter, it doesn't matter. So but anyways, you'll see here I'm kind of putting my stuff up. I've been going real, like, for example, this game I was going super slow because like my headset's not plugged in. I don't know when stuff was like getting finished on the base. So I wasn't like queuing instantly like I normally do. There's a lot of things that I did wrong here, like how long it took me to research Gauss there. But you'll see I take my, I'll go up to 3 tech. I'm going to get Gauss. As soon as it's queued, I can take it off, right? Like, just like with tanks. And then I'm going to get reserves and take that stuff off too. Boom, boom. And now I'm going to, throw some pads up on this bad boy. And now we're just, here comes the triple pump, brothers. It's really that simple. Super fucking annoying to deal with. You're going to see this, like, from a lot of Anders players. But anyways, I think we're at, like, 6 minutes. Watch from 6 minutes to, like, 7 minutes, right? Watch how bad this can snowball. So, obviously, like, you don't have to have the triple pump secured like this. Like, if I were you, it's like I told you earlier, when you got like grenadier hogs, I would make like 2 or 3 of those guys. I would not get your third base if you're playing against people until a little bit later on, because really at like 5 minutes we need to be attacking with like 6 or 7 hogs, right? Because what we're looking to do is strip these vehicle depots to make sure power turret doesn't get queued. Because I'm telling you, once the opposing team has power turret, dude, you're fucking in trouble. Unless you got, some real good teammates, you're going to be in trouble. So, like in my case, right, we kind of mentioned like synergy before. When I get done with Covenant stuff, we'll talk about that, like team compositions and all that kind of stuff. Because obviously, like 1v1s are played differently than like the rest of the games, like the rest of the game modes. But anyways, you'll see. So we're looking at like 6 minutes. Now we're at 7 minutes, right? You remember at 6 minutes I had 3 of these things. I don't even know what I'm at right now. Probably like 14. You see how fucking quickly this can snowball? This can get absolutely out of control for your opponents very quickly. And obviously, these are just normal AIs, but this can absolutely get out of control. So the beauty of this is, right, so we kind of talked like synergy a little bit. I kind of went off on a tangent. Sorry, I'm autistic. Went off on like a little bit of a tangent there, but like what I'm talking about with synergy, right? So we know that tanks stop Gauss hogs, obviously. What kills tanks? Banshees. What kills banshees? Vampires. What kills vampires? These Gauss hogs kind of double as AA, right? So when I'm playing with Backpack, right, like he'll be building the banshees for me to keep the tanks down. And then when they start building the AA for him, I come and help him with these hogs, right? So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm talking synergy. But look at this, 30 out of 30. I mean, I know you'll never be 30 out of 30 in a game unless, I don't know. I don't really know a scenario where this will happen. But yeah, this is how absolutely filthy this can get. I think this is like before 10 minutes, dude. You're at a max population. And you're just going crazy. So this is super annoying, and you're going to see this from a lot of people who hardlock Anders, because for whatever reason, we just can't stop playing Anders and RB. We gotta rage glitch everywhere, and we gotta build Gauss hogs. People don't want no variation, I guess. So, yeah, if you're struggling to win games, learn those supply spawns, pick Anders. She can literally do everything, brother. It's super annoying. Gremlins are really strong when they're paired with tanks. Obviously, the Hawks are awesome, but I mean, kind of tough to get out sometimes in the higher level lobbies because, people are doing shit like this. But if you're in like mid elo, maybe a little lower, you can chill and make like Hawks. They're super good. There's a lot of fun stuff that Anders can do. And she's annoying because, like, for example, say I attacked you with like 5 canister shell tanks and you repel it. And now you're like, he's building tanks. I'm going to either build my own tanks or I'm going to build Cobras. Now, imagine 2 minutes later I come back to you with fucking 12 Hogs. And that's why she's so, like, disgusting. She can change the army, like, pretty much on the fly because of the upgrade, like, price and speed. I just really think that she's, like, mad strong. And I might be wrong, obviously in 1v1s, like, I really like Forge personally. But I think in every other game mode, if, like, gun to my head I have to win a match, I'm gonna pick Anders. But anyways, here's one I was kind of messing around with on Frozen. I think this is Frozen. Let me look here.
Grenadier researched.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. This is Frozen. Okay, so this map gets a free reactor, right? So this is my main base. You see, it was a little funky there. I had 2 reactors. So what I did, right, was obviously pad reactor. Got my 2 little warthogs, came out and started clearing these, right? But I pad, upgraded all that crap. I put a barracks on, right? And what I'm going to do is build a Marine squad because $250 for that barracks in the Marine squad is significantly cheaper than $750 for that 3rd tech. You see what I'm saying? So, pump 1 Marine squad, break that barracks, put a reactor in its place. So I'm going Gauss from the main base. It's kind of funky, but it works the same, right? And then same thing, I take that reactor. As soon as I get reserves going, as soon as I get Gauss going, we take that shit off. Get our field armory up because we need reserves, right? We're pumping as fast as possible. And we want to kind of follow the standard backpack rule, right? Always be attacking people. Because the more shit that's happening away from my base, the better it's going to be for me. So here's the thing, though. On this map, you're going to get shit a little faster than your economy can kind of handle. So you'll see here, I have 3 bases. But I'm going to be working these pads and kind of trying to keep at least 2 of these bases pumping while I'm working that economy, because this shit can get expensive. If your homie wants to give you a click or something, much obliged. But what you're trying to do is just get these pads up. We don't care about nothing else. We want to keep pumping these things. And that's like, the go-to. But so obviously, right, we talked about cutter power turret. We talked about forge air, and then we also talked about Gauss hogs, right? So you got an air counter with Gauss hogs and covenant counter. You got obviously tanks versus tanks. You got a little cheeky strategy with forge where you can maybe throw some air pads up and catch somebody off guard real quick. And that is kind of what I was looking to do with the UNSC, just kind of show some things that you can do. Obviously, any unit minus like Cyclopses and choppers and shit like that can be good if you're fast enough at building it. I would say that I really just don't think infantry is good at all. It's got its purposes, like the Hull Rush, or maybe you build some Jackals for defense or something. But to me, I just don't think, unless it's in a 1v1, I just really don't find infantry to be as useful. They're not going to stand up to tanks. There's just nothing that they're really going to be able to do that you can't get out of vehicles. You know what I mean? So there's no reason for me to build ODSTs to try and help kill tanks when I could just build tanks. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, yeah, I guess we'll cover some Covenant stuff next. Kind of just talk about them like briefly, because you got to be like a special type of psycho to enjoy playing Covenant. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad, but the Covenant's going to be super simple. There's only like a couple things you're really doing. Because only a couple things are really viable for them. So look at this, 8 minutes now, pretty much 30 population. I mean, so it's not super fast, right? Unless you're doing it on, because you could have more by like the 5-6 minute mark, but buying that third base will kind of put you behind a little bit. So you could two base it if you really need to get a little more aggressive on somebody. Like I do that sometimes when we're playing some guys that are a little more a little more better at the game, right? But if I'm playing dudes and, you know, we just know they're not going to be producing units like that, this is kind of just the standard thing that I'm doing. And then obviously in higher elo lobbies, I'm kind of opting to slow things down a little bit, get a little more gun hogs. I might have to build like a flat tank or two. It just depends on the situation. And then, you know, while I'm working this Gauss, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, boys. A little bit of Gauss play here. And if you, please do not do this every game, because Gauss is just like super frustrating. Everybody does it all the time. I'm like, let's have fun. Let's, you know, let's use some Cyclopses and, I don't know, tech some fucking choppers and do some crazy stuff. We don't have to constantly sweat our asses off. But anyways, yeah, this is Gauss Anders. She's disgusting. Thanks for watching. Bye.
All units. All units. All units. All units.
Supplies. We should clear one of your supplies.
All
We'd
units.
like them to send us some.
All units. All units. All units.